We are joined by attorney Jeff O'Brien for our weekly 3 and Out. 3 sports stories today. They happen to be Olympic stories. And, Jeff, all of them are, you got to really, it makes it you arch an eyebrow at the very least. The first one, I'm a little surprised that they banned or threw this. Did they ban him or told him he had to wear a different helmet?
They disqualified him over because they wanted him to change this. He had a helmet. He's a Ukrainian
bobsledder, right? Or
bobsledder. Luger, yeah. And Vladislav Haraskevich. And he had a helmet on. They called it a helmet of remembrance, and he had images of war dead from the Russia-Ukraine war.
I don't have a problem with this.
I don't know what the big deal was, but they said that was political speech, and so he couldn't do it, and he said that I'm not going to compete then because some things are more important than medals.
And he's absolutely right. I mean, the guy's a hero in this country, or should be. And
yeah.
All right, now this is incredible. Now go to the hypocrisy of this.
Well, here's the hypocrisy. So he's told he can't wear this helmet that has Ukrainian war dead on it from the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if anybody's seeing this term AIN or what the athletes, individual neutral athletes, there's Russian Olympians there, but they aren't playing for Russia because Russia is barred from these games because of the Russia-Ukraine war. So on one hand, you can't have any political speech. For a competitor to have political speech, that's not okay. But the committee itself barring the country over the same issue, the war, is apparently okay. And my first thought, and the reason I found out about this is I was going through the hockey standings. I'm like, wait a minute, where's Russia? And I went and looked at so the Russian hockey team is not there at the Olympics.
They should have come as individuals.
Well,
and then just gathered up.
Well, here's the thing, Bob. How many years did was the Soviet Union allowed to participate in the Olympics? And we all know now the Soviet Union did horrible things to its people, but apparently that's not as bad as getting into a war with Ukraine.
So this whole Olympic committees are jokes. And I'm not going to go on a tangent here, but the French woman who gave the gold medal, she completely, I've seen this happen in pageants, completely stuffed the ballot box, basically, for the French team, and it cost the American team, which was the better by the view of many, and all the other judges, they would have won if she hadn't been involved. So they did nothing about her. And there's so many instances, like this Casey Wasserman, who's still the head of the LA Olympic Committee, and he's heavily tied to Epstein. He's, just leave him alone, let him go. Meanwhile, he's losing every client he has in California or in Hollywood because they don't want to be bothered with him. Some sort of I think he's an agent out there. But I mean, the rules are different when they run the place.
Yeah.
And it's so freaking wrong.
If you're an AIN, you get to, if you win anything, you get to have a teal-colored flag and an anthem, which is melody. This is it's like Muzak. It's melody without lyrics. They just make something up. Apparently, I don't know. Maybe they used it like AI or something. But to me, Bob, I was thinking back over this weekend, and I was watching some clips of the old Miracle on Ice game, and remember the significance of that beating the Soviet Union, right? And you lose. There's some battles that get to be played out at the Olympics that maybe don't get played out between the countries, but you have the kind of the good and evil type stories. Why deny people that? I don't understand why they would, and I also don't understand why they would punish the athletes. Somehow they should be shamed for not playing for because they can't, so they aren't allowed to play for their country. I mean, but I guess maybe who knows what they would have done with the U.S. if the athletes, you had a couple athletes run their mouths about they don't like what the administration's doing, whatever. Maybe that's now the new thing. You have to show your allegiance to some universal moral construct in order to participate in these games. It's just ridiculous.
Well, what's ridiculous too is that this Olympic Committee, and they sold out of them the T-shirts that commemorated the 1936 Nazi Olympics.
Yeah, especially the poor taste of this, especially you're in an Olympics where the Israeli contingent has a bobsled team there, right? So the Israelis are competing, and you're selling in the online store a T-shirt promoting Hitler's 1936 games.
It's absolutely bizarre, and why? It's not like it's in Munich. This is in Italy.
Yeah.
They need to basically blow up I'm not talking about with bombs, but just blow up the people running this thing by starting over and getting people who have a little more sense. It's incredible the egos on these people, because they all think that oh my God, it's just disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, it's about. It should go back to about the sports and the competitions and representing, your home country and playing for your home country. And that's what it's about, not all these geopolitical concerns. And also with the T-shirt thing, I mean, have a modicum of common sense. I mean, don't be so tone deaf. I mean, those Olympics were an embarrassment, and they should be forgotten.
Well, and you know what? I'm taking a look at because you sent me a copy of what it looked like. Mm-hmm. Now, that's not Jesse Owens. No. That's one of the German competitors, I'm guessing?
That's the official artwork from
the that's what that is.
Munich Games, which was like a celebration of anti-Semitism.
Well, then, you know what? If they had Jesse Owens, I could buy it. But not that. Oh my God! You're basically seeing the Nazi, not flag, but the Nazi symbol is in this thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's incredible how tone deaf these people are. Absolutely incredible. All right, Jeff, it's wearing me out. All right. The Olympics were what, less than a week away now from it ending. Mm-hmm. The only thing I really care to see is both the women and the men's teams in hockey to win. I don't really care about any of the others.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter to me at all what else happens. But I'm looking forward to the women should they plowed Canada. They should have an easy time winning the gold. The men, that we're anticipating a Canada-U.S. final. That should be pretty spectacular too.
They beat up on Germany pretty good yesterday. Matt Boldy from the Wild had a goal, and there's a couple other Wild players on that team, but they did pretty well. I will say I like this year. I like that both teams have they've got jerseys that are more of an homage to the Miracle on Ice here. I mean, they aren't using the navy blue; they're using more of that royal blue again,
which is great. Yep.
Yeah, it was great to see those. I mean, about the only difference is I think the way the U, the S, and the A they're diagonal this time, where they were kind of across the front in a line in A. But I always say, you want to talk, I guess it was online debates. What's the best looking jersey of all time of any any team, any sport? I'm like, for me, it's always going to be the Miracle on Ice jersey.
Absolutely. All right, Jeff, I greatly appreciate it. Jeff O'Brien, take a quick break. The BS Show be